We're rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow dirt bike riders.
Gonna go for a ride today, and I just went around the big block so that I could come back and check the oil. And we're gonna oil the chain. So the oil was looking good. We could have added a little bit, but it's such a minute amount that we're gonna be good to go with it just as it is. And I thought I'd oil the chain a little bit before I go. It's a O-ring chain, so it stays pretty oiled. Hey, too many rides here, and today's the 10th or so of March. Great day for a ride. Today's not going to be too hot. We're just warming up in the springtime now. Today's going to be a cool day, supposedly. It's just going to get hotter for the summer and all that. And we're heading out now. I've got a plan, but we'll see how far we get. We can consider this the end of winter and the beginning of riding season. This is what I want to do. I want to get out for a ride. The biggest problem is we got to go through suburbia for quite a ways before we finally get into nice 2-lane twisties and that kind of thing. Okay, here we have entered the Old Town Folsom. There's the museum for the Folsom. There's the visitor center for the Folsom Powerhouse. This powerhouse is one of the earliest places. You can see some of the ruins there. I couldn't tell you the whole history of it right off the bat, but I've read it before. And we got to travel right up through the old town of Folsom, which I'm not going to specialize in today. We're just traveling right through the old town. And I know that the law says that any motorcycle built after January 1st, 1978, has to have the headlight be running on if the motor's running. Work out your own problems at home. You may not want to have the headlight come on while you're trying to test some other function. He didn't like it. I mean, he lived, but he didn't like being run over. Okay, here we go on Salmon Falls Road, people. This is a well-known road, but I don't usually come out on this anymore because essentially I know what it used to be like and what it's like now. And the difference between the two is such that there's just no sense in utilizing it for motorcycling fun. You can't come out here and race. Used to be able to, but it became notorious and well monitored by law enforcement. Consequently, this is not part of my normal journey. Those of you who have seen other videos I made, how many times you seen me on Salmon Falls Road? Not many. what? At my age, every ride is a Sunday cruise. We're not out to be Daredevil. But I can tell you a story. I can tell you stories of the old days. Those of you who watched many of my videos know that I have a rare British 500 single. They only made 660. No, they made 6,000 of them. That's not that many. Anyway, back in the 70s, I guess I was probably living with Scratch Beetle. He had a BSA 500 twin and I had a BSA 500 single. And we got wind of a ride, and so we headed out, and I remember we hooked up with somebody he knew who lived in Folsom and had a BSA 650, and we were riding with, so we picked him up and we were riding with other people anyway. So there was about 7 riders, and we came out here to Salmon Falls Road. I gotta stop the story right now, because here's the spot right here where we flipped over and rolled in a Volkswagen Beetle. Ended up hitting that fence right there. After coming up this like that and hitting that bump, we caught air. There was 4 people in the bug, and we rolled over upside down. Not a real fun thing. Anyway, back to the other story. We came out to Salmon Falls Road, and you know, I was kind of a hot shot on my little 500 single, and that bike handles really good. And this guy we picked up in Folsom, his motor on his 650 was all beefed up for high performance. And once we got to Salmon Falls Road, I took the lead and nobody could catch me. So I was hauling ass through all these turns and stuff as fast as I could go. And when we finally got to Salmon Falls Bridge, of course I was the first one there. And when that guy with the beefed up BSA 650 motor finally arrived, he was all pissed off. He's calling out and saying, nobody beats my 650, but I did. And the difference wasn't having tremendous power over the top of his power. It was maneuverability and being able to handle the turns. And being a good rider. However, I came out here one time with my friend Grease. It was just him and I, and he was on his GT 500 that had a plate and a KLR front end and disc brake and stuff. And I was on my Triumph 500 single, pretty much the same as the BSA. And we both had off-road bikes that had been plated. And we got on this road, and he took off ahead of me. You see, this guy has been a racer. He races. So he has an 1100 that he races, but he got out in front of me, and actually, I never found him again the rest of the day. He ended up going to his brother's house, which I don't know where that is, but he left me in the dust and I couldn't catch him. Of course, this was 15 years ago, and by then I've already slowed down to smell the roses a little more than those old days. Okay, we're almost to Salmon Falls Bridge. I wonder if you're still live on tape or if my battery has died yet. We'll find out soon. Okay, here's my first glimpse of Folsom Lake, and we're just around the corner from Salmon Falls Bridge now. There it is. We're going to take a break here. We are still rolling. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm assuming you're still rolling, but if you're not, then it's no big loss for the next little bit here. We're on our way to Mount Murphy now. 8 miles to Coloma, the site of the James Marshall discovery of gold. Can you believe it? So it looks like quite a thing going on here. Here we are at the South Fork of the American River. And Lotus is 1 mile away. Museum parking is ahead if you want to go to the museum. There's Sutter's Mill there, and the actual gold discovery site. Wow. Sutter's Sawmill. All that gold. Look at those old buildings. Absolutely amazing. Look at that. Yeah, the Coloma Bridge from 1915. Crossing the American River. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here at the site of the historic Mount Murphy. There it is. There's a dirt road on the side of that we want to take today. Caution, rough and steep. No turnaround. Well, it used to be rougher, but they fixed it up a few years ago. So it's no longer dirt, they paved it. That's outrageous. They paved it. They paved it. Can you believe it? I came here for dirt and they put asphalt down. Last time I was on it, last 2 times, it was freshly graveled. So it had been improved, but now it's the ultimate. You don't come here to get dirt in anymore. That's a real letdown. "36 miles in, and we've made a stop on Mount Murphy, so you're getting a chance to get a close-up look at the dirt here. A lot of poison oak on Mount Murphy. And some garbage too. Oh boy. Now that Mount Murphy is paved, I bet you're going to see a lot more traffic on it than there used to be. here's the road we're looking for. It's Greenwood Road. We were looking for it. Greenwood is 5 miles away. They have a speed limit of 25 miles an hour through here, and I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe it's because there's a population of 1136. I don't know. That's a lot of people, and they don't want any of them to get run over or hit. It's as if this is the town of Greenwood or something. We've actually reached 193, the highway, and remember, we wanted to go down the Sliger Mine Road. Down the Sliger Mine Road because I haven't been down it in a long time. It's been so long that there's bound to be changes. Even though my memory of it is dim because I've only been down it a couple times. But it goes all the way to the river. What's funny is they have a sign down by the bottom saying no motorcycles, but you can drive your truck down there. So I gotta think they just don't want you to go off-roading there. But if you can drive a truck, why can't you take your bike, and just park at the bottom? I mean, what harm is it gonna do? So, Sliger Mine Road. Let's see what's happening here. From what I remember, it was a dirt road. We're not looking at dirt right now. Maybe down the road further. There's two reasons I wanted to go down Sliger Mine Road. One is I once found an old structure that I need to get back to because I took pictures of it with the worst camera and pictures came out crappy. And the other reason is I find there's an open mine down there, or a mine you can walk into. But when I was here and found it, I didn't have a flashlight. I brought a flashlight. So let's just see what happens. I'm almost positive the first time I came down here a long time ago, it would have had to have been some point around 75 or 77. 74? It couldn't have been as late as 77. But I got a nail in my tire and I had to ride on a flat for a long ways. A big 16 penny nail. And it was dirt then. All the land's bought up and people have built their homes. Okay, so I can help you out a little bit. It looks like we're starting to head down the mountainside now. And that means we're on our way to the river. Still no dirt road. Gee, I thought we were going to get dirt today. Mount Murphy's been paved. Sliger Mine Road's been paved. Who knows what we'll find when we get down to the bottom. Because we're in 2026 now. That's a long ways from 1974. Or, like I say, the last time I went down here was some point, I would have to say, I'm guessing here, it would have to be in the 90s, before 2000. It would have to be after 91. But before 2000. I think even at that point this was still dirt. Okay, at this point I would think this has got to be it. And we finally hit some dirt. Forsyth has rough road, but it's not that bad. Well, I'm a little confused here. Cherokee Bar. All right. There's the river, Mammoth Bar, and Mammoth Bar area. It's Cherokee Bar. If nothing else, the old structure, the mine, if we can't get either of them, at least we can get Cherokee Bar. I don't know where that goes, but look at that brand new thing in there. No vehicle access, yet it's open. Oh, well, when it's locked, there's no vehicle access, but it's open. All I can say is it sure takes a long time to get down to the bottom. Oh yeah, look at this. People have been climbing this hill. And it's too much for me on the. I can't. This bike's too big and tall and heavy. And then I'm too decrepit. But somewhere around here would be the old structure. Somewhere around here. And that ain't it. It could be up there. Well, this is fun to be able to go down here, you know. Haven't been here in a long time. Got some dirt. See a road there right on the other side. Oh, that goes down to Ruckachucky. So that means, yeah, here's where the mine is maybe. That means that that washed out bridge is right down here. Yeah, Ruckachucky's right there. This would be the road to the washed out bridge. So as far as the mine goes, I don't remember it being quite so far down a road as this is. I think it was just some little spur that was super short, and it just went up to the mouth of the tunnel. Ah, like this does. Can you go under that? This could be it. But it's not. This is crazy here. Could it be that the mine is up that way? Could it be? I don't remember anything like that. Still rolling, unbelievable. Okay, so you know, this is a little dicey for the old man with the bad knee that is on a too tall heavy bike by himself. And so I don't want to get too deep into it. I mean, where's that mine? I don't mind just going down to the bar, seeing what we can see there. You know, because I might not be down the road far enough yet. Made it. Oh boy, we don't need this. I don't know where we are on the side of this hill. Oh my. We're on the side of the mountain near the washed out bridge. We're almost to the river. Oh, there's the bridge there. So we didn't see the turnoff for the mine, and we've made it here at the very bottom of Sliger Mine Road. Actually made it to the old bridge site that washed out, and we're on a little break. Came down to the bottom of that road. You saw it. Finally got down to the river, and we're enjoying it. In the background is the bridge abutments. because the temporary dam at Hellhole Reservoir burst, and it sent a lot of water downstream, and it washed out Highway 49 too. But you don't hear about this bridge in discussion of the Highway 49 because they just don't talk about it. It's been washed out all that time and they didn't even fix it. I don't know what's the matter with those people, but we could have been crossing right here had they fixed it. Okay, well, the ride's over. I don't know where we last left you on the road, but I saw the camera was still lit up at Sliger Mine and 193. So who knows? Maybe we hit 49 for you, maybe not. But anyway, as far as the ride goes, it was a pleasant ride. It looks like it's about 84 degrees right now. We went 94.3 miles. And we're currently back home and been home for a while, but it's 4:50. And the total time we were away from home was 4 hours and 59 minutes and 30 seconds. 30 seconds more, and it would have been 5 hours even. But the ride time was 3 hours, 4 minutes, 29 seconds. So we spent some time we weren't riding. Current engine temperature is 176, but that has to have cooled down since we got home over a half hour ago. Maximum temp we hit was 270, and I had hit 77.9 miles per hour at a maximum RPM of 5,990 RPMs per second, per minute. And it doesn't stay in this mode. Accumulated ride time total is 539 hours since this trail tech's been in action. You can't reset that. So all in all, I enjoyed the ride tremendously, but it was awfully difficult for the old man to do. I don't know what to do about that.
We're rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow dirt bike riders,